Hello, my name is Christopher McCulloch and I am a representative of the Climate Council of Australia. I will be discussing the Climate Council's stance on greenhouse gas emissions and the economic implications relative to renewable energy. Renewable energy sources come in a variety of forms, including solar, which is photovoltaic and thermal, wind, hydro, geothermal, tidal, waste-to-energy, and biofuels. Each of these sources produces little to no CO2 emissions and operate with significantly less costs than traditional fossil fuel powered energy producers, which makes renewable energy much more desirable. Renewable energy sources require significant upfront costs before energy production can begin, however require no fuel costs, only requiring costs for maintenance and their operation, excluding some margin for fuel and waste-to-energy production. In comparison, fossil fuel power stations have substantial ongoing costs, with coal costing between $50 to $100 per tonne, and large coal-fired power stations requiring an average of 10,000 tonnes, or in terms of cost, $500,000 to $1 million daily. CO2 production from burning 1 tonne of coal is 1.5 to 3.5 tonnes, implying a large coal power station can produce 15 to 30,000 tonnes of CO2 daily. Fossil fuel power stations have low upfront costs, but entail extensive ongoing costs for fossil fuels to power them, whereas a renewable energy power plant requires large capital but operates at a fraction of the cost. An International Energy Agency 2015 report indicated that renewable sources, mostly wind and solar, accounted for 70% of global investment in power generation projects. The International Renewable Energy Agency, or IRENA, released a report in 2015 regarding renewable energy and jobs, finding that 7.7 million people were employed in the sector, an increase of 35% in comparison to 2 years prior. A 2016 study by IRENA indicated that if the renewable energy sector was doubled globally from its current level, as of that report, doubling it would result in an increase to 36%, global GDP would increase by 0.6 to 1.1% by 2030, which would be an estimated profit of $706 billion to $1.1 trillion US dollars. More specifically, Australia would receive an increase of over 1% of our GDP, mostly through large-scale investment in solar PV and a reduction of fossil fuel imports.